Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. It's a brand new thing that we are doing here on the Gathering Inspiration Stamp Studio Facebook Live. I guess I'll say it's kind of a Frillici Friday. Anyway, I am here. I'm just showing my hands today because we have 4 beautiful cards that we are going to be making today. And let's see, I'm just trying to make sure. I'm like, I feel like I did it properly. This is a kind of a whole new setup for me too. So I'm kind of waiting to make sure that people are popping on. Let's see. I actually have my computer over here too, which I do not normally have. So I am going to, I just want to make sure that we are actually live on this Facebook group. So let's see, right? Okay, good. Yeah. All right. I see me on there. Okay, and Philomena's watching. Okay, good. All right, I just wanted to make sure. Like I said, it's kind of a different format, different setup today. First time that we've ever done this. And actually what's going to be kind of interesting is there's a lag, isn't there? I think that always happens when we do our team meetings. Some of the gals that are live at the meeting with me will hop on their phone too. And it's always, like a second or two delay, but I think that's going to be fine. What I'm actually trying to make sure is that I can see comments, which is the whole point of, okay, I see. All right, good. Okay. That's what I want to make sure is that I can see your comments because I'm going to actually sit down today because we have 4 cards and there's lots and lots to do and share with you guys. So I think we're going to kind of just jump right in and get started. This is my first ever online card class. So you guys let me know, see how it goes, right? I've got my fingers crossed that I've thought of everything and that things are going to go really, really well. So again, you guys let me know if you have any comments, suggestions for improvement, anything like that. But so we're going to make 4 cards today. Okay, I've got some more. Let's see. I want to see who else is watching, right? All I see is Philomena. So say hello. If anybody else is watching, please say hello. I see a few more eyeballs. So I'm thinking others have joined us as well. You're probably wondering why do I already have the camera down, right? But okay, yeah, I say we are going to just jump right in and get started. So I wanted to show you guys, I think this is kind of a fun thing to start with, is what I'm calling my basic toolkit. Good morning, Sunday. Hello and welcome. Thanks for popping on. So I always have a couple pair of scissors. I don't believe we sell scissors anymore, but these are a couple pair of scissors that we have sold in the past that are my staple. So find some good, sharp, well-cutting scissors. I always use, and hello, Miss Trish as well. Well, I always have on hand. This is my Seal Plus that I use when I need kind of some more super duper adhesive, I guess I would say a little bit more serious adhesive. Then I have my regular seal that I use all the time. If you do not have one of these, you need these adhesives. Then we also have the Take Your Pick tool. I love this I call it the Barbie spatula because I think it looks like, something you might find in Barbie world, like a little cookie spatula for your little Barbie cookies. Anyway, I use this all the time for my embellishments. The opposite end of this, actually, can I open that? Is a paper piercing tool, if you guys can see that. So these pop in and out. They're kind of interchangeable. They'll go in and then you kind of turn it to lock it. So I generally have mine on my Barbie spatula side because then I have a separate paper piercing tool. This is from, I don't know, at some point. So anyway, you can either flip those either way, or if you have an extra paper piercing tool. Then I always have to have my mini glue dots and my dimensionals. And then lastly, my Simply Chamois. Use this all the time to clean all of my stamps after I'm done using them. We have the silicone mat. This one I use so that I don't get adhesive all over my Simply Scored. Great little tool. It's just kind of this funny little rubber thing that is essential, I do believe. And then the Stampin' Pierce mat that a lot of times I'll use to do stamping on, especially with the photopolymer, and especially since we're going to all photopolymer stamps. This is a nice little kind of extra, I don't know, what do I want to say? Just an extra surface to work on since the photopolymer stamps don't have that foam built into the stamp. So, okay, just wanted to make sure you guys all know. And I will also be including a list of all the supplies that I use on the cards, as well as this kind of basic toolkit. That will be, I will include the link to all of the details with this Facebook Live video once we're done today. And then I'll also be emailing about that too. So you'll be able to catch the recording over here, well, on Facebook, on our Facebook group, and then also over on the Gathering Inspiration Stamp Studio YouTube channel. And it'll be there for forever, because Facebook now, 30 days, and that's it. Okay. So let me see. All right. I want to kind of just make sure that, because I never sit. I'm like so hesitant to sit down, but we're going to try this. So you guys tell me if you can't see something. I'm kind of watching over on my laptop also. Okay. All right. I can kind of see what's going on over there too. This is interesting. Okay. Yay. Okay. All right, Philomena, thank you for that. Okay. So first card is this wishing you peace and joy card. And I'm going to tell you guys that when I prepped these cards, I actually prepped them for our local Simple Beautiful card class. And then I decided, you know what, why not do an online class too? So to be super honest, very typically I end up using ideas I find on Pinterest, or I've got a bunch of swap cards. And so those are the ideas that I use for my Simple Beautiful card class. So I can't take credit for this card. This was a swap that I received from, let me just make sure. Which one is this? Now I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, so the Peace and Joy card. This one was Angie Leach. She's the one that designed this card. So I just want to make sure to give credit to Miss Angie Leach for this beautiful card. So I don't think there's anything on the inside. A lot of times on our swaps, we don't do anything on the inside. We just kind of keep them bare because they come in clear envelopes. So, okay. We are going to just jump right in. I will show you, this is the ornamental Christmas stamp set. We use that wishing you peace and joy. That's really the only stamping that we're doing, but we did also use, the branching out dies we're going to use for these two pieces right here. And then this is the ornamental Christmas set of dies. And so we're going to use a couple of the dies from this die set also on that card. Okay. So lots of good stuff to play with here. I will also mention that these 4 cards, the card kits for them. So I will do, for example, I'll do the embossing, and then I will send you, so I'll do any kind of die cutting that doesn't have stamping with it or out of designer series paper. So for example, I'll send you this piece embossed, and then these 2 guys here. You will need the dies to do your die cutting for the ornament. And then definitely, because I can't stamp things for you, you'll need a stamp set, whether you choose to use the ornamental Christmas stamp set or maybe another stamp set that you have on hand. That's totally up to you. Okay. These 4 cards will be available. The card kits will ship out for free if you put in a $50 order through me online. They also are available if you don't want to put an order in. If you pay a flat fee of $30, then you'll also get these card kits shipped out to you. I cover that shipping cost too. Okay. So let me know if you guys have any questions on that too. All right. Okay. So here we go. What do I want to do first? This is this is just so weird, and I'm trying to get used to it. But I think I just got to get into my mode of like how we normally do it on Facebook Live, right? Okay, so we're going to kind of scoot some stuff out of the way. Let's see. We are going to, these are all kind of extra pieces. Okay, so it's funny now. I'm like, what is that white piece for? Maybe it's for that one right there. I do know what I'm doing, I promise, ladies. Okay, so these are for the die cutting. So we are going to do our stamping. We need, okay, so I guess I got to find that. The Wishing You Peace and Joy stamp and the black ink. Okay. And I really thought I went through and made sure I had everything. I wonder if it's in the stamp set. Nope. They're all out. There's only one in there. Okay, so you guys, I have so many events coming up that things are kind of everywhere right now. So you know what? While I am thinking about where Actually, I think I know where it is. Yeah. Okay. We used it at bingo last night. That's why. Okay. We're all good. I was going to say, if I can't figure it out, we'll come back to that. But all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, it's in one of the totes from bingo. So there we go. We've got our black ink. Okay. I feel like I can't even see my paper very well. That's not going to be, it's actually not too bad. We're going to go with that one. Okay. And you guys can see that too, right? Okay. So there's our wishing you peace and joy. Now I think we basically have a bunch of die cutting to do. I am going to show you, I did this in advance though. This is the Soft Waves 3D embossing folder. And so you guys know how to emboss, right? So put it inside here, run it through the Big Shot, and then voila, look at that beautiful, beautiful embossed piece of cardstock there. Okay. All right. So we've got that. I think I'm going to just kind of put things down in my tote as I use them. That'll help me know what's left to do. Okay. Don't lose that baby though, right? Okay. My branching out dies. They're right here. Okay. And let's see, we need, so you guys have seen these dies, right? The branching out dies. I've used these a number of times. Any labels, I just love pretty much every single label die that we ever have. So we're going to use that second and third largest, not the very largest, but the second and third largest dies in that set of dies for this card. Okay, so we'll grab our die cutting machine. We do not need those guys right now though, do we? Right? Okay, so you guys can see that. All right, we are going to crank this baby through. We've got this one and this one. Okay, so that's the white, that's the black. Man, I did not give myself much wiggle room on that piece of white cardstock. Man, maybe it was late at night when I was doing that one. Hello, Miss Jamie. Welcome, welcome. Okay, there we go. And then we've got this one right here. Oops. Okay. So do you guys see this? This happens to me sometimes where I get too excited and it's actually off the edge. So it won't press down and cut for me. So I need to make sure that it's all the way onto the platform, but don't push that one off the edge either. Because every once in a while I'll do that and not even realize it. And then when it comes through, I'm like, oh, that didn't die cut. There we go. Trying to get that cranking through there. Okay. So let's take a peek at, we've got this one right here with that little stitching on it. I love that, right? Everything that we do that has stitching, I'm like, oh, I need that one too. A little bit harder to see on the black, but it's also beautiful. Okay. All right, now we're going to do some more die cutting. So let's bring this up here so we can see exactly what we are going to be doing. Okay, so first of all, we're going to die cut a full black ornament right there. Hi, Lisa. Am I early? No, 11:30. That's the time that we normally do our Facebook Lives. And now once a month, I'm going to start trying to do, well, I am going to do an online card making class. We make 4 cards in this card making class. So it's always at 11:30. I guess I should have mentioned that too. I'm glad you asked that. Generally, you are going to be able to find me either a Facebook Live or an online card making class every Friday right here on this Facebook group. I have decided I used to do a card class on Friday afternoons, and I'm going to move that date so that I can get back to more regular Facebook Lives and then this online card making class. So on Fridays at 11:30, you will generally be able to find me here on our Facebook group. I will say though, one thing I will mention is that next Friday, I am setting up for my one-day retreat, which is on Saturday. So I won't be live next Saturday, but then after that, pretty much most Fridays, I will be here. So keep that in mind, okay? All right, so we're also going to use this little baby right here because that is that piece that goes right along there. And then we'll come back and die cut this piece again out of our designer series paper, but we'll do that in just a moment. So let's get these two guys going through here. But I'm glad to have you join us. Lisa, what time? I'm wondering when you ask if I'm early. So this just cuts this piece right here. We're going to snip it down and then add it to this piece right here. And then we'll kind of cut it to fit on there also. Okay. And then these cute little, I'm like, ooh, what can we do with those little polka dots? We'll have to find something fun. I have to like, I generally keep those little things. Then I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with them? Maybe you could put them on a shaker card too. That could be kind of fun, right? So then here's our ornament piece. Okay. All right. So now we are going to one more. This is probably the most intensive die cutting one that we have. So we are going to, and I just trimmed that so it kind of fits perfectly on here. We're going to run this guy through. Oh, that's what it is. Yes, you're in Central Time. Yep. So 11:30 Eastern Time. That makes sense. Okay. So this piece then we're going to add to our ornament as well. Okay. That's what it is. All right. That makes sense. Okay. All right. So I just want to get these guys all out of the way. Okay. All right, I think we have all of our die cutting done. Okay, this one. All right, so I think we can kind of start putting things together here. Okay, so this piece, I am going to kind of just trim. I got a little bit more than I needed, so I'm just going to kind of trim that little guy off right there. Okay, so we're going to add him to our card, or to our ornament, I guess I should say, right? We're going to put that little piece right on there. And then, let's see, somewhere I have that other die cut piece. I'm going to come across it. We're going to move that aside. I promise I'll be more organized together as things progress here. I'm feeling like a little, yeah, I mean, I totally do this all the time, right? So I'm not sure why I'm feeling a little out of sorts, but I guess because I'm sitting down. Isn't that so ridiculous? Just because I'm sitting down, everything feels a little off. I don't know, ladies. Just bear with me, all right? So hello, Miss Brenda. Good morning. All right, so we're going to add some adhesive onto this one right here. And I probably, so this, like I said, is probably the most labor-intensive card. I probably should have ended with this one, gotten my mojo going, and then moved on. So, but beautiful, right? These branching out dies are perfect to kind of showcase whatever it is. Oops, you know what I forgot though, as I'm talking. Okay, so if you don't press too hard, love that about the seal, that you can kind of peel it back off and then put the piece on that you did need and then come back. So you know what I'm going to do? We're going to use this example to kind of line it up. So here we go. There. That looks good, right? Oops, it's off a little bit. My head is not like right over. Basically where the camera mount is, I say this all the time, that's where I would want my head, but I can't really do that, right? So, okay, there we go. We've got this one, gonna go right about there. Okay, now we need our dimensionals. I still haven't found my blue piece. Oh, I know. I think I've discovered where it is. That was kind of my hope, is that I would figure it out. This is so pretty just like this though, isn't it, huh? With that little guy there. Okay, and we'll grab our Wishing You Peace and Joy, and we'll add this one, because actually, did I stick that down very well? I found another thing that I probably should have done. Okay, here it is. I tossed it into the tote already. So what I want to do is, so first of all, we're going to kind of trim that right about there, right? But the other thing, I'm going to grab my longer scissors too, is I want to trim this down. I should have maybe used this on a little bit skinnier piece. of cardstock. So there we go. We're going to trim that one down a little bit. So that's another option for you, is if you have a little bit skinnier piece. I'm going to go with, let's see, there we go. Cut that one. All right, so we've got both of those. Last time when I made this card, though, I cut off too much on the ends, and so I didn't want to do that this time. I'm going to, because it showed a little bit of designer series paper, so I was trying to be really careful that I didn't cut off too much. So, okay, so we're going to add, and this is where your little silicone mat is especially handy, because now there, and it's funny how it just doesn't stick to anything, right? There we go. So we're going to add this guy on there, and then we're going to flip this over. So this is why I should not have put this ornament on there yet. But you know, the kind of fun thing is all of these are kind of learning, teaching moments. Like, okay, so don't adhere that down until after you add that piece right there. Okay, but you know what else? This is one, so I made it a little bit different when I actually made this card. And so what I got so lucky, because this was all lined up, and obviously that is not the case on this one. So lots of teaching moments we're having on this one because we want to put that little black piece. This is just like a little 1/2 inch strip that we're going to put behind there. We're going to trim that down. So now you know all the things not to do. Okay, I've given you the whole list of don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Okay, so hopefully you're learning from all my, I'm not going to say mistakes, because they're all easily remedied, right? So, but isn't that so pretty, you guys? Do you love that? I love this ornament. Is just gorgeous. Oh no, so we don't need those. This was going to be my other little teaching moment, is if you don't think those are sticky enough, just run a little bit of your seal over top of those again and add some adhesive to them. So there is our ornament, right? Okay, that looks like I put it on not as straight as I should have. That looks better. Okay, so now we're going to add this little sentiment right here. And there we go. Wishing you peace. Beautiful, right? Now we've got a couple more things to do. We're going to add a little bit of texture and dimension to our card. So we have, first of all, where's my Barbie spatula? Okay, we are going to add a gold. These are, what are these called? The adhesive backed metallic gems. So I have these, and then I actually think what would be really pretty as well are the traditional sparkling sequins. So when I mail these card kits out after you put your $50 order in. Oh, the other thing though, don't forget about free shipping. Last day today. Make sure you take advantage of that today, right? So again, if you order online through me, you'll get all the parts and pieces to make this card with a $50 order, but you might as well bump it up to a $75 order, right? Because then you get free shipping. So that's an awesome deal. I had to grab my twine too. This beautiful baker's twine. So there's black and white and gold baker's twine. So we've got the gold and white right here, and then we've got the black and gold. Did I say, yeah, gold and white, and then black and gold on this one. Okay, so we're going to just tie a little bow right here. And we were talking about that last night, the tying of bows and kind of the difficulty of that sometimes. So I think the biggest thing is just kind of think about it like you're tying your shoe, right? It's the same idea. Okay, we are going to add a little mini glue dot. Oops. And I'm going to put that right there. And there we go, ladies. We have our first card complete. How about that, huh? Okay, so there you go. Wishing you peace and joy, card number 1, okay? Let me show you. Does anybody, and if anybody has any questions on that card, please let me know. All right, we're going to scoot that one out of the way. Next, we have, all right, I'm going to do my little swipe over and swipe back just to make sure I haven't missed anything, right? So, oh, the other thing too, that, this designer series paper, what is this one called? Let me see if I can, oh yeah, I have a pack of it. We are using, this is the Modern Christmas designer series paper. So we are using this paper at our one-day retreat next Saturday. So let me just show you this pretty paper. Scoot this one out of the way first, right? There is so much gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous designer series paper available to us right now. Okay, so here is one side, and look at, yeah, woo! Wait, that's that way. There we go. The beautiful gold foil, gold and white. Isn't that so pretty, right? Okay, so there's one. The polka dots are so cute too. We're gonna flip this one this way. I love that pattern also. You know what? I feel like this is kind of upside down. We'll see. Now this pattern will probably, they're like all going different directions. So there's the front and back of the one that we just used. And then we've got, so kind of black and white on one side and then stripy on the other side of that one. So now this, they're all going in all different directions. Fa la 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 la, so cute, right? And then this fun pattern here with the gold accents on it as well. And then lastly, we have some Christmas trees, black and white Christmas trees. And I love this pattern too, with the black with the gold stars kind of sprinkled all over the paper. So beautiful, beautiful designer series paper. And I will send you what you need in your card kits to make that first card. And then obviously you really need this whole pack of paper. So you could probably go ahead and order that with your free shipping, right? Okay, what did I do? Card number 2. Okay, here we go. I'll put it in my little tote. So we're going to bring those pieces out. Bring our stamp or our ink pad, right? I think that might be all we need. Okay, so let's see. Here is card number 2. This is a gorgeous color palette, right? With the, this one is Pretty Peacock. And then some of the Elegant Pine Snowflakes designer series paper. These are a little bit the darker patterns, I would say, in that designer series paper. If you were with me on last Friday's Facebook Live, I used some of the other patterns in this Elegant Pine Snowflakes designer series paper. But it is, so they were more, well, let me just show you those, guys. Let me grab those. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of a cold. And so I'm trying to ignore it, but it won't let me always. So this was one of the cards we made with, again, that Elegant Pine Snowflakes designer series paper. And then that's the inside of that one, right? And then here is another one of the patterns of designer series paper right there, right? So those 2 beautiful cards. If you missed last Friday's Facebook Live, you can catch it still right here on our Facebook group. Or if not, again, it's always on the Gathering Inspiration Stamp Studio YouTube channel. Those stay on there for forever, as long as YouTube doesn't change their rules. So, because Facebook, you guys know, it's only 30 days now that we can watch these videos. And, oh, I should also mention, because I went to go back to respond to people's comments on last Friday's Facebook Live, and it wouldn't let me. It was the weirdest thing. Like, I can see the Facebook Live, which sometimes I can't even find it. I don't know if you guys ever have trouble with that, like after the fact. But it won't let me. It says something. I wrote it down. What does it tell me? Well, I don't know where I put it. Huh. Yeah, I had a little note about it that it was basically like you need to be a member of the group to be able to comment on the Facebook Live. And I'm like, are you kidding? I am definitely a member of the group, so I'm not sure what Facebook thinks is going on. But anyway, so I apologize that I wasn't able to respond to Facebook Live comments. I normally like to do that, and Facebook would not let me this week. So I've been trying all week long too, and it just won't let me do it. So anyway, in case I'm not able to respond to comments today, that would be why. It's not that I don't want to. Okay. So anyway, back to what we are doing here. We are using, this is the Light and Wonder stamp set. Beautiful photopolymer stamp set, kind of a build your own sentiment kind of stamp set, right? So I used this Embrace the Magic. You could do, let's see, we've got this, Your Strength Inspires Me. May your day be filled with light or wonder or magic or love. Any of those would work, right? Wishing you a year of magic, maybe. This one was the one I used, the Embrace the Magic, or maybe Embrace the Wonder. There's a thank you. You could say you are a light. And then there's a little and here too. So maybe you could do love and light or wonder and magic. So anyway, just a really fun stamp set that you can kind of build lots of different sentiments with. Plus I love always that mixed font too, like with the kind of more block and then the cursive writing there too. We also used, and we're actually using those on a number of our cards today. So let's see, which tote did they end up in? Aha, yes. So these are mine are a mess, but you'll be able to see most of them, the traditional label dies. So is it this one? Yes, we used this guy right here is what we're going to use on that particular card. We've got a couple more. I think it comes, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6, 7. Yeah, there are 7 different dies in this set of dies. So these are awesome. I'll pull these out so you guys can see, right, all of the dies. Because I think we're using, I don't know, I think on the next 3 cards we're using these dies so you can see that one right there too, and then that's the largest one. And then this one's really cool also. There's a stamp set that obviously coordinates with this, and then there are stamps. I think we're using them on another card, so I'll show you that in a moment. But they'll go right inside. It fits perfectly in those banners too. And with the photopolymer stamps, you can kind of bend them a little bit. So even if you have another stamp, you might be able to kind of bend it, give it that curve, so you can use that die on that one as well. Okay, so we're going to scoop those. Let's put those right there. Okay, all right. I think we are ready to make our card here, right? So we'll scoop that Light and Wonder stamp set out of the way. So we're going to use Pretty Peacock ink because, of course, that coordinates with our, I'm sorry, not Pretty Pink, Pretty Peacock. Pretty in pink it is normally, but this one is Pretty Peacock. We've got some white cardstock here. And again, don't forget, I will include all of the names of everything that we are using in a supply list too. And that'll be posted right here on our Facebook group and emailed out to you. So you'll be able to see that too. Okay. All right. I want to use let's grab this guy here. We're going to clean this baby off. Well, hello. Hi, Miss Deb. How are you doing? I hear you about the hectic. I feel like I might know a little bit about that too, Miss Deb. It's like kind of the way it is, right? Okay, so let's do our die cutting on this piece right here. Okay. All right, here we go with this beautiful die. So that Embrace the Magic. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I'll show you that in just a sec, but I put both of the stamps on my one clear block. And I kind of purposefully angled that magic word up a little bit so it would give me a little more room right in that corner there to add my bow. You want to be a little bit careful because this is kind of like a little floating piece right there. So when you take the paper out of the die, just be careful that you don't rip that little piece right there. Okay. All right, we'll scoop this one out of the way. So there's that, right? Okay, we can add some dimensionals behind this sentiment right here. Okay, and so that was a much more simple card, right? This one, so where did I have this little piece of paper that I had my notes on to mention. This was another swap card, and now I'm so bummed because it probably got like put into a tote or something. Let me see if I can find it. Because I want to try to give credit to everyone that I cased these cards from. And now I can't find my little piece of paper. And I do not remember who this one was from, so I apologize. But do I have? Let's see. This is the one that yeah, because I took this out of the envelope, but this is the one that, the swap card that I received. So you can see I used kind of the basic layout. I didn't have this stamp or die, and I don't have these little, what are those? The little snowflakes. I didn't have those either. These are all part of our online exclusive. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use kind of the basic layout, and then I put my own little twist on it. But again, this is the card that I cased format wise. And I will post whenever I find it's here somewhere. It'll be found right after we're done with Facebook Live. That's how this works, it seems. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. All right. What do we got here? I see some comments. Sun is shining. Yay. In Ohio. Well then, Miss Diane. Okay. All right. We are getting some more. You had, let's see. Yeah, you had today off, Miss Jamie, because of parent-teacher conferences. That is awesome. Good for you. Yeah, I'm sure you need a break after after the conferences, right? So I love this pattern too. And then this one is very pretty as well. Again, the Elegant Pine Snowflakes Designer Series paper is what we're using on this card. Trying to think if I have. I think I showed you guys that last week too, didn't I? I'm sure I did. I was just saying I'm trying to think if I have this designer series paper, and I think I actually do. So maybe we'll pull that out in a sec. We'll get this one going right here. And then again, love using my little silicone mat to add my adhesive. Then I don't get adhesive all over everywhere. This is just like a little 1/2-inch strip of cardstock that we're using right there. Excuse me. Okay, and then we've got a pretty peacock card base is what we're using on here. And of course, that's why I used my pretty peacock ink too. The beauty of Stampin' Up! Always is all of that color coordination. Okay, we've got this little Embrace the Magic. We are going to tie a Mossy Meadow. So this is another, there are lots of shades of green in this designer series paper. So I love that we can use kind of different shades of green, because I'm trying to remember, but I don't think we have ribbon with pretty peacock in it. The other ribbon that I've been using is the gold mesh striped ribbon. That one works really well with this designer series paper too. But this one is pretty also, because it's the Mossy Meadow, and then it's got like these little flecks of gold in it too. Okay, we will grab our mini glue dot. Where are we? There we are. Okay. Put that one. So there. Oops. I thought I got the glue dot, but I guess not. There we go. We're going to add that one right there. And then lastly, I haven't used these much at all yet, and I was really excited. So again, these to me, I think are probably a real red, but when you put them on this card, I think they kind of take on a little bit darker tone. More of a cherry cobbler color, I will say. So I think they work just fine. Okay, so we are going to use our little Barbie spatula. Again, we're going to put one little, I have to look on the back so I get the correct name. Put that one right there. And then we're going to do this one down here. So it's kind of like you're just adding more little berries to the card. So these are, yes, the delightful decorative dots are what we're using on this card right here. And again, you'll get all the parts and pieces. So basically I'll send you for this one, I'll give you this die cut piece. You can use the Light and Wonder stamp set if you have it, or you can order it today to get your free shipping. I'll give you the little dots and some ribbon. You'll be able to put your whole card together, okay? So fun. I'm super excited to be able to get these kits out to everybody. And also on my Facebook Live, I'm sending card kits now for those as well, rather than completed cards. I realized, like, why am I taking away everybody's fun? You guys want to put cards together, right? So we're going to send card pieces each week with Facebook Live cards now too. Okay, so card number 3. We are cruising right along here, ladies. Oh yeah, this was the gold, that mesh striped ribbon that I was talking about on that other card. Oh, you know what though? Let's see. Let's see if we have, before we jump in, see if I can find. Ooh, yes, I have it. Okay, let me show you this here. We're going to scoot this out of the way for a moment. Let's just do some peeks at paper because we have so much pretty paper, like I said. Okay. This one is the Elegant Pine Snowflakes Designer Series paper. It's like what we used on our last card and also on last Friday's Facebook Live. So there's one side. Isn't that beautiful? I love just that piece just like that. Super gorgeous. You could put like a pretty picture or something right in the middle there. And then there's the back side of that one. Just, I love like kind of all the beautiful greenery with the red berries. And then here's the back side. This is one of the pieces that we used on that card that we just made, or that particular pattern is what we used. Just a little strip of it. More beautiful snowflakes. I would like love to cut those out too, right? And then I love this pattern too. I just think that's a really pretty green, right? And then this deeper color with the, what is this? The Secret Sea is kind of the background of this piece. Beautiful, right? And then, ooh, that's gorgeous also, isn't it, right? And then we have some little pine cones on this one. And then kind of more of maybe an old olive or mossy meadow on that side. And then lastly, this one is beautiful too, again with that Secret Sea background, much deeper tones. And then this one right here. And I think actually this is the one that we used on that card we just made as well. Okay, so another beautiful pack of paper, again, called the Elegant Pine Snowflakes Designer Series paper. And all of the item codes for everything that we used on these projects will be in that supply list today. So anything that you want to order, I'll have it all right there in the list, and you can go ahead and put your order in. Okay, I need some mints too. It is gorgeous out too, you guys. You're right. Because yesterday was the past couple of days have been a little bit dreary. So it's great to see the sun today. And boy, do I need to get out in my yard and rake some leaves. I keep looking at the trees though. I'm like, the leaves are not all gone yet. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll wait. But it's kind of hard to walk through like my sidewalk even. There's so much. There are so many leaves. So we'll see. I'm thinking maybe it's going to happen this weekend. Big Michigan State game tomorrow, though. Not until 7:30, which is crazy. I can't believe the game is going to be so late. But hopefully it's a good game, right? Excited about that. Mike and I are heading down to East Lansing. We don't have tickets to the game, but we're going to go to a friend of his, is tailgating there because his daughter goes to school there. So should be a beautiful like fall day to be outside in East Lansing and kind of enjoying all of the festivities that will be going on. And then we'll come back home and watch the game and sit on the couch in the warm, cozy house. So I'm not bothered about that at all. I'd much rather watch on my cozy couch and snuggle up in my blanket than sit outside, at night here in Michigan now. So, but hopefully a good game. So, okay. All right. This is our next card. And this one, I actually cased, I found it on Pinterest. I think it was Akiko Sudano is her name. And I actually made this card for my top 5 sellers in my Inspired Stampers team last month. And I loved it so much. I'm like, oh, we're just going to keep making this card because it's this designer series paper. It's the dies, it's the embossing folder, all of it, the stamp set. It's all beautiful. So we are using, this is the Gathering Moment stamp set. I have been featuring this on a few different projects lately. We're going to use that Many Thanks stamp right there. We also use, this is the Gathering Leaves embossing folder. So it's like these teeny tiny leaves. I don't know, I guess they're kind of coming and going both ways, but kind of like strips of little fall leaves on that. I think I already, oops, I got a couple of these here. Yep. So I already embossed that piece. So here is this one right here. Again, you guys know how to do the embossing, right? I was worried that like, okay, what kind of time are we looking at? All right. I think we're doing okay, but I didn't want to run like much I wanted to keep it within an hour. And so I'm like, okay, I'll do a little bit of some of it ahead of time. I think I'll kind of figure that out each week too, just to kind of keep things, like I said, to about an hour. Okay, so, oh, and then you know what? Let's show this beautiful designer series paper too. If you guys don't have this yet, oh my gosh, like Jamie said, I think it was at our team meeting, she's used like all of the paper in this paper pack. This is the Gathering Together. It's the 12 by 12 designer series paper. So, and then you can actually, can you see? This paper has the same pattern as that cute little embossing folder. Yes. Okay, so then here is the back side of the paper that we used on this card. Beautiful. Look at, and then the kind of touches of gold in there too. Absolutely gorgeous. Kind of a wood grain pattern, I would say, and then a fun stripe, like old olive with gold in it. Very pretty. And then kind of a neutral, this is a basic beige, and then more beautiful, just gorgeous with more of those gold accents, right? And then these are like little, I don't know, little water splotches, watermarks. And this is beautiful too. I actually made the little treats for everybody that came to bingo last night. I used this designer series paper, and I was super excited to be able to use this because I fell in love with this particular pattern and have kind of been like holding out, wishing and waiting, hoping to be able to use it. And so I finally did. And then I love this plaid pattern too. We featured this paper, now that I'm thinking about it, on a Facebook Live a couple of weeks ago, right? And then here's some more of the gold foil on here too, with again, those little leaves kind of running up and down. This is so pretty. Can you guys get the full effect of that one? And then another kind of a wood grain pattern in basic beige, and one more set of leaves, all a little bit different. Like this one has a basic beige background. The one had a white background but had some old olive leaves. This one, I guess, has a white background but with some basic beige leaves. So they're all a little bit different, but absolutely gorgeous paper. Okay. All right, we'll put that right there. Okay, so we basically just have a little bit of stamping to do on this one. We're going to use, we don't need that guy, we'll put him over here. Okay, so we have our early espresso ink. And again, the true beauty of Stampin' Up! A lot of times I will start with a piece of designer series paper and then kind of build my card from there. So we've got Cajun Craze leaf right there. So we have a Cajun Craze card base. We have an early espresso leaf. So we have kind of a little accent of early espresso cardstock right there. And then the white background. So we are going to stamp on our basic white piece. Yes, you're right, Philomena. You can't go wrong with these beautiful leaves. I'm glad we've had so much time to play with them too. Okay, so that was that nice, easy tap, 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 press straight down, lift straight up. You just want to be gentle, always gentle, right? Like you're petting a puppy. You're telling a little kiddo, you're showing them how to pet a puppy, right? Gentle, be very gentle. Okay, got to use my Simply chamois there. Clean that baby off, okay? All right, we are going to use the traditional label dies again for this one. Now, this makes me think, I must have made something else, or maybe I made a bunch of these cards. I think I did. I think I made a bunch of these cards to mail out to people also. And so Mike was helping me with this die cutting right here. I was kind of putting everything else together, and so I stamped these, and I said, hey, would you mind die cutting these things? And I'll show you. This particular die, again, these are the jumble of the traditional label dies, but we're going to use that die right there. So let me show you. It's better kind of just to see it live and in person. It probably wasn't the one, although you know what? I think if we're going to cut back and forth a couple of times. I think that might be helpful to release it out of the die, because let me show you on the card itself what I'm referring to. I'm really probably, you're like, what are you talking about, Amy? Well, let me tell you what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you look, this is another one of those, like it kind of lifts up. Can you guys see that, right? So you have to be really gentle, because these are like a delicate little strip right there. So when you're popping this out, and there aren't, like normally there are little holes to kind of help release it, and there weren't any. So he's like being super careful and gentle and like taking his time, like kind of like I'm doing right now. It was just the sweetest thing, because I don't have that much patience, and he displayed a significant amount of patience, I would say. Like this was what he was doing, like this really kind of careful, gentle releasing, and I would just want to like pull it off, especially like, oh, well, don't worry about that one corner where the bow is. If you rip that, we'll just cover it up with the bow, right? So it was very, very sweet. He did a great job. And then I think I was one short, and so I did it. Oh yeah, and look, there we go. I ripped it already. Yeah, so it was just this funny. And I think if I should have done this, is what I should have showed you guys. If you kind of release, and then you can get underneath there, then that's helpful. But again, I think kind of using your paper piercing tool, like working your way around, running it back and forth a couple of times. But so yeah, this is probably not the one that you're going to make a million of, or maybe yours is just a little bit better than mine is, but that's going to work out just fine, because I'm going to put my bow right around there, and you're not ever going to know that I kind of pulled that apart. Maybe we'll add a little bit of adhesive too, but it's very pretty, isn't it? I think it's worth it. You know, like I said, just maybe not a million of them. Okay, so let's see, we're going to grab this little guy. Yeah, so I think that's going to be just fine. What I might do is kind of put a dimensional right over there. Okay, so that's the point. I'm gonna adhere it together. There we go. Problem solved. Now you'll never know. Okay, we'll put one more. We'll do one more down there too. There. Okay, no problem. All right, so let's see. Again, gorgeous. Philomena, I love you. Don't forget, perfect is not handmade, with the pretty red heart. Absolutely. It's almost like a little find my mistake. Don't you want to say that? Like, can you find my little mistake on what I always put one on there for you, right? One little mistake somewhere on my card. Can you find it? Oh, that's funny. Okay, so we're going to add this little baby right there. Okay, so beautiful, right? So it just features again. And I knew I could see that orange, like, okay, there we go. We are at the end. I made it actually quite a bit further than I thought I would. So yeah, this baby could use some cleaning. We'll do the cleaning part later. Now I did bring one. I brought, I had it right here so that when I ran out, we could refill it. But of course now I can't find that particular one. So we'll just grab another one. So you guys all know how to do this though, right? Or if you don't, here's a little tutorial. Very simple, ladies. The one thing that I do like to do is sometimes adhesive kind of gets gooped up in there. Is that a good word? Yeah. Here we go. There's a big goober of, of adhesive. We're going to put that on our, see, it won't even stick to the silicone mat. I'm trying to get it off my finger and it won't even stick. All right, I know what we'll do. Let's, gosh, so I don't really have many scraps there. Put that there. Is there any more? I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, so you definitely want to de-goop, and we'll get rid of that guy right there. Okay, so then those little holes line up right there. Pop that one in, and then that one's going to go right there, and there we go. Okay, all right, so, and kind of roll it along to get it started. Okay, there we are. Actually, it does go that way, right? I'm like, which way does this one go? We're going to put this right about here. Okay, going to add our little sentiment. Okay, little many thanks right there. And then we are going to tie. This ribbon is really easy to work with. Again, last night when we were talking about tying bows, there was another ribbon. I don't think it was this one, but there's another ribbon that's really easy to work with. And the gal Dee Dee that was asking me was like, well, I hope you win that ribbon at bingo, because then you can take it home and sit on your couch and just keep working on tying bows. But I think it's good to start with a forgiving ribbon that is easily tied, because some of them are not quite as easy to work with. So when you're first practicing, you want to find something. Every time I do this, I'm like, I think I'm getting the glue dot, but I'm not. This is like a really, this is a really old pack of glue dots that I found, because they actually have the dots where they're supposed to be. I don't know if they're still making them backwards or not yet, but there we go. Ladies, there is card number 3. So again, I'll send you everything you need. I will do the die cutting for this piece right here too. You'll just need to do your stamping. We'll emboss that piece for you, and you can put everything together. You can order that, again, that Gathering Moment stamp set, or use whatever stamp set you have on hand for your stamping. All right. Okay. We have one more card to share, ladies. Let me show you what we've got. This one is gorgeous. It's all about this designer series paper, which actually is not orderable quite yet, not right now, I guess I'll say. It is the Traditions of Christmas designer series paper. Let me see, I do have it. Let me open this one up and show this one. So a couple weeks, give it a couple weeks. Mid-November, it's supposed to be available to order again. Or maybe you have it and then that's all great, right? But I love this plaid. This is one of my favorite patterns in here. And then this poinsettia, isn't this? It's absolutely gorgeous. Again, with some gold foil sparkle. We've got an old olive kind of geometric pattern, and then more beautiful paper right there. Actually, and now I'm realizing this one is the one that we used on that card right there, right? Okay. Next one is cherry. No, actually, this is real red. I'd say like little polka dots. This one actually almost looks like a little pink polka dot too. That I think you could probably use that even for Christmas, or Valentine's Day if you wanted. And then another pretty pattern right there. Gorgeous, right? I love this one right here too. Trying to think of what color. Maybe Misty Moonlight. Maybe Secret Sea. I don't know. It's kind of a lighter version. But then another beautiful pattern. Again, on that side right there with the gold foil. And then some more old olive kind of stripes. We'll turn this one like this, right? That's gorgeous too, isn't it? It's funny. I'm like, do I still have that? I don't remember using either side of that. But I feel like I don't have much of this paper left, so then I'll have to figure out what I did with that. And then lastly, we've got some more kind of blue tones. Great. Always think of like masculine cards with those blues, and then another beautiful pattern, again, with more foil accents, gold foil accents on it. Okay, so here we go. This is my card. I kept it simple. I will show you the swap card I received. I think I have it in here. Yes. Okay, good. I do have it. So this one, she actually did this. So that's your card right there, right? So this is just a quarter sheet of Secret C cardstock, and then that's your card right there. I decided to go that route and just kind of put that on the outside of it. This one uses more Designer Series paper, I will say, which I was very impressed with. And then beautiful bow too with some of those sparkly sequins. Okay, let's see. So we need a couple of these guys here, and I think that's it. Traditional label. This is the stamp set I was talking about that uses those dies to, where'd the dies go? Oh, they're right here. Yeah. So if you can see this little label right here goes with the sending love and joy and with the season's greetings there. If I do it like that, right? Can you see that one? We'll cut those things out perfectly. Actually, here, let me show you. Even with, because this is on the inside of the card. Maybe that way. There we go. Scoot that right there, right? That's sending. Oh, gosh. I think it does anyway. Maybe it goes that way. Yeah, I had it right the first time. I think, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it only goes with season's greetings. Am I doing something wrong? Doesn't it feel? Huh. Yeah, well, now I'm like a little, I think that's it. I think, anyway. Or maybe that doesn't. I thought it did. Now, let's see. Maybe it's just the season's greetings. Let's find that one. One right there. Oh, you know why? Because I'm doing... There we go. Was anybody saying that? I was doing it like upside down, inside out. There we go. Now it will work. Okay, there. All right, we got that, ladies. We got it. We got it. Okay, but again, traditional label stamp set and then the dies that go with it. And this time we're using this one. Oh, actually, no, it's this one right here. There. Again, another one that has the little kind of stitching through there. So we got to be a little gentle when we pull that one out too. Okay, so let's see. We're going to stamp the Just For You, again, from the Traditional Labels stamp set. We have this guy. Nice, easy tap, tap, tap. Put that one right there. Okay. Put that up there. Clean that a little bit later. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you guys, too, is the embossing that I did with this Traditional Wreath 3D embossing folder. So it's one of our bigger embossing folders, and I just put that in there, and then isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I hear what sounds like a UPS truck, and Stormy hears him too, obviously. Okay, so let's grab our die cutting machine. Can I put that on there? There we go. Okay, last card, ladies. I hope you have enjoyed our card making, our online card making class today. I have loved it. I hope that you guys have too. So again, if you place your online order of at least $50 through me, anytime between now and the end of the month, I'm going to keep it open until next Friday, Halloween, October 31st. If you order at least $50 through me, do it today though to get free shipping too. I will send you these card pieces out in the mail. Okay? All right, so here is our last one. Doo-doo-loo. Let's see if we do this one. Stormy. Oh, good. This one's popping right out. Okay. Must just have been that square one. There we go. Yeah, that one was really easy. I really didn't even need that little paper piercing tool like I did on the last one. All right, I'm glad you're enjoying it as well, Miss Philomena. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to do that one. All right, we just need to put some things together now. Oh, again, my favorite plaid right there. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we're going to put this one right here. All right, and again, if you guys have any comments, thoughts, suggestions, questions, any of it, please let me know. You can comment right on here. You can send me an email, amy.frillici@yahoo.com. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you thought of today. And if you have any, I guess, like I said, comments or suggestions, I'd love to hear from you. Okay. We're going to just pull these little backings off. Get these guys out of the way. Okay, we're going to put, isn't that, I think this is such a pretty card, just like that, right? And then you add this pretty little sentiment and the pretty red bow and the pretty gem. So these are the traditional sparkling sequins. We're going to just add one of these little guys right down here in the corner. Okay. Then we are going to tie our real red shiny ribbon bow. And we will have, our fourth card completed. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. This is one that is, it's not difficult, but it's the shininess makes it a little, I don't know, so I'm going to say challenging, but just a little, takes another moment or two to make this bow, especially, to kind of get it where you want it. And then every time I'm pulling on it, it loosens it. So then I need to kind of tighten it back up once I get it where I want it. So, but I think we are good. So we're going to just trim these babies off. We're going to grab our glue dots again. Okay. Our little bow, put that guy right on there, and we are good. We did it, ladies. Oh my goodness. Let's do a little recap. Let's put all of our cards out here. Do you want to? Look at all these gorgeous cards. Oh my gosh. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, here, we'll put those and those and those. Okay, there we go, ladies. If you are interested in getting the card pieces, again, put your order in through me. $50 order will get you all these parts and pieces to make these beautiful cards. The supply list will be emailed to you, and I'll also be emailing it out to everybody just so you know what is used on all these cards. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you 2 weeks from today. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.